Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here as always to keep you posted on the transfer market. Today guys, we have to mention many things. It's the final week, it's the final moments, and so let's jump into it together. Big movements guys, the market is entering into its final stages and we are here to keep you posted, and I want to start from the news of the last 2-3 days regarding Borussia Dortmund and Chelsea, because we know how important for Chelsea is to sell players, to offload players, and how important obviously also for Borussia Dortmund to add 2 important pieces to their squad. Well, the deal is done. Was closed overnight. Aaron Anselmino goes to Borussia Dortmund from Chelsea, Argentinian defender, on a loan deal with no buy option, so back to Chelsea in summer 2026, so deal done. Anselmino will play for Borussia Dortmund this season, traveling today. Carney Chukwuemeka returns to Borussia Dortmund where he was on loan, but it's in this case a permanent transfer because Chelsea will receive around 25 million euros package with add-ons and heavy important sell-on clause. Chelsea are always putting these sell-on clauses for Renato Veiga, for also Carney Chukwuemeka now, and more players. For them it's really important to keep future economic control of the player in case he goes elsewhere. Carney Chukwuemeka only wanted to go to Borussia Dortmund despite the tense negotiation at some point between Chelsea and Dortmund. He said no to Leipzig, he said no to Italian clubs, only Dortmund, and the deal is now in place. So we wait for the medical, for the contract signing. Everything will be completed on Monday from what I understand, and not today, but the deal is verbally agreed. And so Anselmino to Borussia Dortmund, Carney Chukwuemeka to Borussia Dortmund, and Chelsea with 2 more players out of their books, working again on Kunku, working again on Nico Jackson, and more. So really important moments for Chelsea. The feeling I can give you is that while Xavi Simons is waiting for the green light for Kunku, and so Chelsea remain optimistic on that deal, I can also tell you that Chelsea 100% expect the Alejandro Garnacho deal to happen. So I fully think we will have a here we go this week for Alejandro Garnacho, or on deadline day on Monday, but for sure Alejandro Garnacho is expected to become a Chelsea player. This is the message coming very strong to the player from Chelsea, so the player feels that at the end this deal will happen. Alejandro Garnacho is very optimistic on this Chelsea move. He turned down, as I always told you, many opportunities in Italy, in Saudi, in Germany, also in Premier League, to go to other clubs. He wants to go to Chelsea. The expectation is for Chelsea to proceed with this deal for Alejandro Garnacho. There were some rumors on the possibility to include Tyreke George as part of the conversation between Manchester United and Chelsea. This is a behind-the-scenes story I can reveal to you on this negotiation, Chelsea and United for Alejandro Garnacho, but from what I'm told, this option was already stopped a few weeks ago, so at the moment Tyreke George is not part of those conversations, at least as of now, he's not part of that conversation anymore, and Tyreke George is one of the names being considered by Roma. Roma made an inquiry in the last 24 hours for Tyreke George. Let's see what's going to happen there for the Chelsea winger who could leave the club. Not only Nkunku, not only Jackson, not only Disasi, not only Ben Chilwell, not only Sterling, also this talent, Tyreke George, could leave Chelsea in the final days. But again, I wanted to underline once again the importance of this Garnacho story, because Garnacho is expected to become a Chelsea player by the end of this window. Keep an eye on Savinho, guys. Keep an eye on Savinho, because the Savinho story is still on. And I know Tottenham fans follow my channel. Those who follow my channel know that I keep saying that. Despite many rumors of deal off, deal over, the reality is that Manchester City always blocked that story for Savinho, always said no to selling Savinho during this summer, during this month, August. But Tottenham are still trying, again in the final week, ready to go over 70 million euros with a new proposal, ready to attack again. They feel that the player wants to join. Tottenham feel that the impact also of the coach, Thomas Frank, on the player is important, because Thomas Frank sees Savinho as a star for the future, and this is why Tottenham are prepared to go. Imagine, they started at 50 million euros, they're prepared to go over 70 million euros for Savinho, so it was an exclusive story. I'm giving you on daily basis exclusive updates on this Savinho point, because Tottenham are really trying. Let's see if they will be able to convince Man City. My feeling is that for Man City, the only way to open doors for Savio to go is if they find the right replacement. And the player they want remains Rodrygo from Real Madrid, but Rodrygo is very expensive, more than 100 million euros. Rodrygo has a big salary, Rodrygo is very happy at Real Madrid, so it's a deal to build the one for Rodrygo. I always told you about Man City wanting Rodrygo, but you have to build that one. I mean, build in the sense of salary, player convincement, also the fee for Real Madrid. So it's not something you close in 24 hours. So it's going to be really important to see what happens there. Then, guys, to add more, Manchester. We have to focus on Manchester because goalkeepers are coming. Update from the morning, Gianluigi Donnarumma has agreed personal terms with Manchester City. There is an agreement in principle. Donnarumma wants to go to Man City, and the negotiation between Man City and Paris Saint-Germain are continuing. So the deal is on between Man City and PSG, behind the scenes, not so much in the media. The initial request was 50 million euros, is dropping, from what I understand, around 30-35. Let's see if City can find a solution financially to sign Donnarumma, but remember, for Donnarumma to go to Manchester City, and it's like this since day one of the story, they need to sell Ederson. Donnarumma will go to Man City only if Ederson leaves, and for Ederson there is Galatasaray interested in the player. After a 10 million euros bid rejected, they remain interested in Ederson. So Ederson, Donnarumma, this domino on the blue side of Manchester remains absolutely valid. On the red side of Manchester, the case of Senne Lammens. Lammens not in the starting 11 for Royal Antwerp today. Why? Because he's probably going to Manchester United. The deal is at the final stages, it's advancing. It was an exclusive story, but the deal is advancing very fast now for Senne Lammens to Manchester United. Advancing very fast because the player said yes to Man United. The contract is agreed. Everything is okay on player side. Now the negotiation is advancing fast. Man United, Royal Antwerp, starting at 17 million euros plus 3. Now they are around 20 million euros. Royal Antwerp want to reach 25 million euros package for Senne Lammens to go, but not to see the player in the squad. To see the player on the bench, not in the squad is not correct, but on the bench, let's say like this, but obviously not starting for a goalkeeper, it means that you are not going to play. It's probably a message. A strong message that Senne Lammens is expected to go to Manchester United. The goalkeeper wants this opportunity, but it's important to clarify once again that Lammens going to Manchester United with a here we go expected this week doesn't mean that Onana will leave Manchester United. For Onana remains all calm at the moment. We know the Turkish and the Saudi markets remain open a bit longer than a European market. So Onana, Bajindir, we have to follow the situation till the very end of all the markets. But at the moment it's not something really concrete, it's not something really advanced, it's something really quiet. So Man United want to add Senne Lammens to the squad. They are trying to find a solution, and it doesn't mean that Onana leaves. Let's see what happens also with Bajindir, but it doesn't mean that Onana leaves Manchester United. So let's follow that situation, but Senne Lammens to Man United could be a here we go in the final week. And so guys, let me know your thoughts on all these stories, and always remember to like this video, turn on the notification bell, subscribe to the channel, because we enter into a really important week with all the updates, with all the bombs, and we will be here on the channel as usual to keep you posted. So many movements, always together, here on the channel, and so see you soon, here with Fabrizio. Ciao guys, thank you.